Hi, friends. Welcome back to Socially Distant. And even after a long time away, yes, I am still Brian Noonan. Well, it's Freeform Friday here on Socially Distant, and a very exciting Socially Distant it is. This is actually installment number 50 of this little adventure into video messaging and keeping in touch with you in a different way in the time of pandemic. Yes, we are still in the time of COVID-19, but it seems like such a nice, easy memory. Despite over 100,000 people dead, it was easier a couple weeks ago when all we had to deal with was socially distancing, wearing a mask, washing our hands, sanitizing things, and staying away from other people. The last week in this country has been horrific. I'm not going to get into it again. We know what happened. We know about the systematic racism, the institutional racism in some of the police departments. We know that police brutality has caused the deaths of numerous innocent people while in police custody, and it has led this week to peaceful protests, to marches, and yes, to rioting, looting, things being on fire. It has been a very difficult week. I can only say it's been difficult for me watching from the outside because I can't begin to understand what it's like to be inside of this and know that this is what life is like every day for you. I'm here, I'm listening, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to be better. This is, like I said, it's just been crazy. The marches continue, and it makes me feel good to see so many people getting involved and so many messages getting out there. It disheartens me to still see videos of police overreacting. Now, that's not to say that they are not in an unbelievably stressful position as well. The police who agree with the protests and who decry other people who wear the badge, violating people's civil rights and human rights, they have to stand next to officers that they might not agree with. Hopefully that is going to change, and that's what I know a lot of people are fighting for, to make sure that things change. All right, I promised at the beginning that this was going to be a little lighthearted place for you to come and seek refuge. Well, it seemed a little irresponsible of me to try to keep things completely light and not do things that are happening in this country. If they're happening to you, they're happening to me, they're happening to all of us, so we need to address them. But what we really should address is, where the hell have I been for the last week? I posted something on Monday, now it's Friday, and I have been MIA. Have I been in a bunker with the president? Well, he wasn't hiding in the bunker, of course. He was just inspecting it. Oh, but there was not enough, it wasn't left clean from the last administration. Yank, yank, what a load of crap. Have I been standing outside a church holding up a Bible that I'm not really sure was a Bible? It could have been any book. It could have been The Art of the Deal. It could have been Harry Potter. It could have been anything. No, I haven't been doing any of those things. Why? Well, because I'm a decent human being, first of all. But secondly, because my schedule was completely upended this week. Yes, after I posted on Monday, I got a text from WGN asking me if I could cover the overnight shift for the entire week. Now, I started in radio doing overnights, and I always like going back to the overnights. There's a group of people who are awake in the wee hours of the morning that are really fun to talk to. They're third shifters, they're people who can't sleep, they're people who are just up for whatever reason, but they're there, they're a great audience, and also I really like the freedom of being on in the overnights. The bosses aren't in the building, nobody's staring at you, the salespeople aren't there, you're doing whatever you want. Now you have to pay the price for that the next day when the bosses hear some of what you said or they get a complaint or whatever, but in the moment, it is the greatest time slot to be on. I can have guests on for longer times. I can talk about pretty much whatever I want. And I can talk to you about whatever you want for as long as we want. That's what makes it fun. That being said, I've been working overnights all week, which means I was going into the station at about 8:30 and I was leaving the station at about 4:30 a.m., baby. Then I get home and sleep, and it completely throws off your schedule. I don't know how people who work third shift all the time do it, because just doing it for a few days messes you up. And then I talk to people who've done it for a long, long time, and it always messes you up. It never gets easier. So I empathize for people who work third shift all the time, because it really does change your life. I had blankets over my windows to help with the blinds to block out the light, because we weren't meant to sleep during the day. We were meant to be up and running around and having a good time. but I've been sleeping all day, staying up all night, and because of that and all the other things that were going on, this kind of fell away. But I do want to take this opportunity to thank you for sticking around for 50 episodes. I know, I can't believe it either. I usually don't have this kind of dedication. I'm going to keep doing these until the quarantine is over, or I just get really sick of it, or you stop watching. That's going to be pretty much the deal. I want to tell you to have a great weekend. And by that, I mean, I hope you have a great weekend. Take some time to be nice to somebody else. Take some time to be nice to yourself. Things aren't going to stop. We're still going to see protests, which we should. This is a problem that's not going away, so people will be protesting. I hope the protesters stay focused on the message, and that message then can carry over to people who still might not get what's going on. And if you don't get what's going on, do yourself a favor and educate yourself, because the world is changing, and hopefully it's changing for the better. That's going to be good for everybody, despite what you may think right off the bat. And if you're listening to some people who want to dominate protesters and tear gas protesters, you're listening to the wrong people. So anyway, have a great weekend. I will talk to you again on Monday. And my sincere thanks for sticking with me for 50 episodes of this. Some have been funny, some have been a little serious, but through it all, you have been with me. And you've been with this hair. The hair is getting worse and worse and worse. That's why I'm wearing a hat today, to keep it plastered down. Maybe Monday I'll put some product in it and you can see the horror show that lives on top of my head. All right? Have a great weekend. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay kind, stay home if you can, and as always, stay socially distant. Bye.